The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
We have been using our NVIDIA chips to increase our HPC revenue, and we're at a $20 million run rate with plans to go to $100 million. And part of those plans is we bought a data center in Toronto to convert it from a Bitcoin mining data center into high performance computing.
Welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Frank Holmes. He's the executive chairman of HIVE Digital Technologies. And Frank, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Outstanding, my friend.
Good to see you. I want to talk to you about cloud computing in just a second, because you've got some significant news for Hive about that. But also, you've reached another milestone in surpassing 22 exahash, and you've talked about this goal you're getting to as close to Thanksgiving in the U.S. We're getting close to that now. So let's talk through this, Frank. Tell me about it.
Well, we are getting close to it, and 22 exahash is quite remarkable for us. We're happy about it. It's like almost a 270% increase this year. And what does that mean as running a business? It means that we're doing over $1.2 million a day in revenue. And I think that's a significant number now for where we are in that projection, and we will continue to grow. And we also made the announcement that the 100 megawatts in the future. So for next year, we have it all planned to take it to 35 exahash, sourcing only green energy in Paraguay. So that's quite exciting.
Frank, when you talk about when you and I first started chatting about the halving and what was going to happen there and how things have really developed since then, you're producing 9.5 Bitcoin per day. I mean, that's a staggering number when you consider what's available in the market.
It is, and soon to be at 3% of the global network. That's what we have planned. We're at more than 2% now, which gives us that long-term stability and gives us economies of scale, which is important as we then to redeploy that cash flow into new machines and expansion. But on top of that, we are a dual engine turbocharged machine, and we were the first to go into AI business. And we have small facility in downtown Stockholm and downtown Montreal. And then what's really happened, Steve, in America has been the early frontier explorers and developers were actually Bitcoin miners. So today in West Texas, Abilene, Texas, was a Bitcoin mining company sourcing gas, sourcing wind and solar. And now it's the biggest spend in America. It's $500 billion complex for HPC, for high performance computing, AI, and open chat is supposedly 70% of that demand. And we're seeing other companies reposition themselves. Well, all along for the past 3 years, we have been using our NVIDIA chips to increase our HPC revenue, and we're at a $20 million run rate with plans to go to $100 million. And part of those plans is we bought a data center in Toronto to convert it from a Bitcoin mining data center into high performance computing. And then we're going to, in Sweden, we started the construction for taking a facility in northern part of Sweden from a Bitcoin mining data center into high performance computing. So those twin engines are moving, but first was the Bitcoin, and now we'll see the HPC dominate that growth.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. So you're anticipating that HPC will have the growth, because I think people maybe are not aware, are not in tune yet, and will be, just the importance of this AI driven cloud computing and the importance of it for the world in general to move forward.
Putting my hat on as a money manager, just a pure money manager, and you look at the multiples of revenue and multiples to EBITDA for a Bitcoin miner are substantially less than a HPC high performance computing data center. But what you are seeing is that a lot of the Bitcoin mining data centers are going through this conversion process, that they're going to HPC, and they go through a re-rating. So we look at multiples of trading at 3 times revenue to 4 times revenue. When you're HPC, you're trading at 10 times revenue. If EBITDA, you're going from basically 5 or 6 times EBITDA, you're going to 20 times EBITDA. So we have seen a couple companies, they go through that transition, particularly in America, where the spend on HPC is something like per capita 40 times what is in Canada.
Yeah, and Frank, as you grow, attracting clients is important as well, and your company's been able to do that so far.
We have, but we think that where the real lag is not just the valuations on Hive going through the HPC value, the higher valuations, but we think countries like Canada are way behind and they have to have a big spend. And I think the big push we have to realize the spend in America is to get caught up with China, because China is built all these dams. They've increased their electricity component bigger than America. And so America is now in a big push under President Trump just to be competitive. It has to grow dramatically. And when we look at countries like Sweden, which has surplus hydroelectricity, and we look at Canada, they're way behind. So I think there's policy under Prime Minister Carney to step up to the plate and start really improving how Canada stays so competitive, which is dynamic for us.
Yeah. Frank, thanks so much. Great insight as always. Really appreciate your time as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Frank Holmes, the executive chairman of HIVE Digital Technologies.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors, or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.